Hey guys, this is Oris. I'm coming back to you with Kingdom Hearts Chi, and last time I discussed stuff about the raid boss feature. Now I want to go over a little bit on the cards themselves. I said a little bit about them last time, but I didn't really go into much detail, so this time I'm going to do that. So I went up to the menu, and there's two things I can do to look at my cards. And we're just gonna go, for now, we're gonna do the first one. And this is just looking at our card library to equip cards. So we're gonna go do that. And the first thing you'll notice in this probably is either the Keyblade or the cards themselves. This is where you can switch between the different Keyblades you have available to you. Shows what level it is, what it looks like. So mine's actually, depending on what level your Keyblade is, it'll actually kind of evolve into what it's supposed to look like, because it doesn't start out as what it's supposed to look like. And then it shows its bonuses, and I can choose between my different Keyblades. Like I have Lady Luck is the one I have on me right now, but I also have Treasure Trove, Starlight, which is a new Keyblade they made just for this game, I think. I don't know if they've introduced one for any other Japanese exclusive things, but pretty sure this is a newer Keyblade. Then there's Three Wishes, and then Olympia. I'm working on Olympia right now. It's at level 17. Not bad, but could be better. So now we're going to talk about cards. And first thing to go over with cards is their ranks. There's rank system. It goes in order. It's N is the lowest, then there's N+, then there's R, then R+, and then SR and SR+. And as you go up in rank, they get more powerful, naturally. Here's an example of an N card, and then here's an example of an SR+ card. Big difference. So basically what you want to do when you play this game is you want to get as good of cards as you possibly can, and the three highest that you're gonna want to shoot for are R+, which is this one, Larxene, then there's SR, and I have a bunch of SR cards, and then there's SR+, which is the best rank. You won't always go for just straight one or straight another, because they can have different values at different times, and that's called boosts, and I'll get into that a little bit later. I think the best next thing to talk about then is the symbols on the cards. You'll notice they're green, red, and blue. And it shows up here in these slots too. Now, if a card, when I fight, has this symbol and it lands in a slot that would get that has this symbol in it, like if this card here landed in that first slot, it would have a 2.2 multiplier for damage. And then if I were to have this card land in the second slot, it would have a 1.5 multiplier. So basically, these types, to put it simply, green is speed, red is power, and blue is magic. If you've played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, you'll probably recognize that, because those are the colors that represent Ven, Terra, and Aqua, and it just represents how their fighting style is. So that's probably the easiest way to relate to that. The next thing is their values, and I'm going to just pull up an entire overview of a card. So you have its name here, and you have the English translation here. I don't know why they put it in English instead of Japanese when it's still solely Japanese, but they do put English words in every now and then. I guess it just because it just either looks better or sounds better. So you have your card, and It's got SR Plus here, which means it's the best type you can get. This is the name in Japanese right here. I don't remember what this is, but it's not very important. This is its level. It's at max level. This is how many limit cuts it gets, and I'll go into that after I get done explaining the rest of this. This is its cost. Each card has a cost, and your deck can only hold so much. About the time you get to level 50 or higher, you don't have to worry about this anymore. The cost is just... your deck capacity, it can hold that much. So you don't even have to worry about cost anymore, generally. First value here is attack. Second value is defense. And then you've got the move itself, what technique you're using when you attack. I forget what this one is called, but it is a wind-based attack. Then you have your first, second, and third abilities. So for my first ability, I have attack up 3, level 6. Then second ability is attack up 2, level 6. And then there's defense up 3, level 1. So it's a pretty well-rounded card, but aimed more toward attack because that's what it does best. Slightly, but still. And then if I were to sell it, I would get 10,000 money out of it. So, going back up to here, this is how many limit cuts there are until your card is as good as it's gonna get. A limit cut, is when you take 2 of the same card and you go to level 1 up with the other copy, it does a limit cut. And it also adds experience, but it's mainly for when you do that, it's for the limit cut. Each card has differing levels, differing amounts of limit cuts they can take before they won't take anymore. But the ones you're going to have to worry about if you're interested in getting into this game are R+ cards, which take 4 limit cuts, SR cards take 5, and SR Plus cards take 6. Now, I managed to get, as hard as it is to do this, I managed to get my SR Plus card up to its maximum number of limit cuts and its max level. And when you do that, it reaches a state called high purity, and that is when it's at its most powerful form currently. They might add another limit cut on, but so far this is as strong as this card's going to get without a boost. Reaching high purity in and of itself is actually a boost to the card, so it jumps up quite a bit. I think before I hit this value here, at level 94 it was something like 17 or 18,000, and then it jumped up to 21,800, you know. That's a pretty good jump. The next thing I want to talk about, since I already went over card types, attack, and high purity, I'm going to go over card boosts. So we'll look at Marluxia here. Each card, it has differing levels depending on what event's going on. Each type of card has differing levels of boosts. An R+ card, we'll go back and look at Larxene here because it's a perfect example. R+ has a 1.5 multiplier if you get a boosted one. Each boosted set comes out and they notify you. In fact, if I were to click here, it'll pull up a screen. It won't show up in my recording, but it would pull up a screen showing what's currently boosted for attack cards right now. These aren't advertisements. This is actually stuff to let the players know what's going on so they can be aware of what they need to do to make the most of the current event. I find it really handy. They even give you dates on when these things end. Even this one tells you what time, so it's really convenient. I like that. So we have Larxene. This is how much power and attack and defense she would have normally. But she gets a times 1.5 multiplier, so she's up to this value right here until the 6th, if I remember right. So there's her attack and defense, pretty good boost. And then we have Marluxia. He's an SR card. SR cards get a ×2 multiplier. So he jumps from 14.9 to 29.8. And that's crazy. That's good. Some SR Plus cards, when you first get them and you get them to max level, the only cards that are likely to have this value are the best card of the set, or if you pay actual money to get a good card, and we call those cards key art cards. I might show one of those off later. But Marluxia's at high purity, so he gets a massive boost. And then there is SR Plus. I don't have an SR Plus attack card, but this is a good time to shift into the assist cards anyway. Assist cards, where attack cards aid in abilities, attack, and defense values. Assist cards give you Lux percent increases and health increases. So you can tell I get a bunch of health. This is how much health I have max. And that's a lot. For somebody who does not pay to play this game, that is a ton of health. So we're going to go and look at Tigger because he's currently boosted. SR Plus cards always have a 3x multiplier when they come out in a boosted set. And it's awesome. If you get an SR Plus card, you got really lucky. Really lucky. And pretty much your entire team hates you for it. But, no, I'm just kidding. But it does help. It helps out the team just as much as it helps out each individual person. So they're pretty thankful for it, really. See, this would take, I haven't limit cut it at all, so it would take 6 more of this card to get him to high purity. But, there are exceptions to that. We're gonna jump all the way back here. Oh, that's right, it's in the, I'm in the wrong menu. This would be a good time to explain this too. So, I'm gonna jump over to the card level up menu. Okay, so this is how this works. This is your base card. This is the one that you want to level up or limit cut. These slots are the cards that you're going to sacrifice in order to give this one more experience. So, what I want to do to show this off is I'm going to see if I can do this. I don't think so. Yeah, he's all done, but he's... Let's use this one. He's a little higher level. So we have Tigger, R+. I'm going to level him up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go over here to the attack. You can use assist cards for this too. They're actually better to use if you're using an assist card. But I'm going to use attack cards. And I can either drag these cards up here like this, or I can push this button and it automatically sets cards for me. Usually it will set the worst cards available for you to use in battle as the first ones that you'll use to level up your cards, which is pretty convenient. Unless, let's say I was to switch Tigger out here, and I wanted to level up this Riku card. Now if you noticed, this card right here, it had an XP up symbol pop up above it. That means that cards that have the same symbol, like this one has a power symbol, this one has a power symbol. Cards that have the same symbol give more experience. So let's say I was going to go back to, we'll go back to Tigger just real quick, and then I'm going to show something else. This symbol here, let's say I wanted to use, I'm not going to, but get rid of all these cards. I just unequipped them from these. It doesn't actually throw them out, it just unequips them. So let's say I wanted to use an assist card to level up an assist card. It gets an XP multiplier, or an increase rather, compared to normal. Now if I wanted to level up a card like this, you know how I said it, this button automatically sets cards? like the worst ones available, it will also automatically set whatever worst is available, but is best for leveling up the card. So it'll automatically set all these speed cards that it can that it thinks is the worst. And I don't have any. So, like, let's see, let's switch to Riku. This one's already maxed out, but this is just a good example. I'm not going to actually try to level him up. But I press this. Oh, well, I guess, alright. That's strange. I guess I don't have any other cards. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why. It goes at ranks at a time. So it'll equip all the N cards, and then it'll go to the N+, and then so on and so forth. So anyway, as I was going to do before I went off on that tangent, I'm going to level up Tigger. So do that, and then we press this big red button right here, and then this is yes, this is no. If you're English, if you speak English, yes has 2 letters, and no has 3 letters. And that's the easiest way to remember the difference. Plus, no has like almost 2 squares in it. It's almost a square, kind of. So I'm going to click yes, and then this is what it looks like to level cards up. Two level ups. That's not bad. Okay, and that showed all the stats, but that's not important because he's... To me, this card is almost garbage. Almost. I'm not going to say complete garbage because I got lucky. I managed to get a bunch of SR or higher cards that are boosted. So, yeah, don't be afraid to get a boosted R+ card. They are useful. Even if you don't need to use them, they get useful later, and I will explain why in a different video. So, let's say I wanted to limit a card, but I don't have any more copies. That's not a good example. I don't have any more copies. Like this one, we'd only need 1 more copy of this card. If I wanted to, I could take it and use one of these, and it would work. And what this is it's a Master Yen Sid card. And there's an R+ version, an SR+, or an SR version, and an SR+ version. Now, Yen Sid is awesome because he will limit cut any card within this rank. So he would limit cut either a assist card or an attack card. Doesn't matter. As long as it's an R+ card that he's being used on, he will limit cut it. Unless it can't take any more limit cuts. Not gonna actually limit cut Kyrie's grandma. That sounds horrible. I'm not gonna cut Kyrie's grandma. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Fairy Godmother from Cinderella. What she does is she applies a boost to any card that I use her on. She's classified as an R+ card, but you do not have to use her on an R+ card. You can use her on any card. Most people use her on an SR or SR+ card. So what she does is she just gives a 1.5 multiplier for if you use it on an attack card, it increases attack and defense. Or if you use it on a assist card, it increases Lux % increase and health increase. She does not level up, so you can't level up Yen Sid and Fairy Godmother. They don't limit cut, they don't give health, and they don't give Lux. But they are still extremely useful, a bit difficult to get a hold of, but totally worth it when you do, if you save them for the right moment. So, other than that, I guess I can exhibit some of the attacks just to show off. You probably saw, if you watched the last video, you probably saw me beat up on a raid boss, but we're going to go into an actual world and attack a Heartless as an example. So this is our overworld, technically, I guess, world select screen. This is a good example. I mean, this is a good time to showcase a new world compared to what most of you might have seen. This is Daybreak Town. Kind of a ripoff from Twilight Town, but so much cooler in my opinion. So we're going to go to Daybreak Town. So this is Daybreak Town. And there are a bunch of different Heartless depending on which area of each world that you go to. In this main square here, the Fountain Square, you have soldiers and you have shadows. If I come up here or go down below, they basically have the same Heartless in each wing of the world here. I'm going to go up here. We've got Possessors. We have Wizards. And then up here we have more powerful Wizards. There's level 20. And then the pain to everybody, level 434. That is 244 levels higher than our level cap. So yeah. I'm almost at our level cap. I'm 164 of 200. So, yeah, I'm pretty powerful. Not the most powerful by any means, but still. So yeah, there's no Heartless down there, okay. And I'll show off a different area. And then we'll go into this building. We got a Moogle running the shop. That's pretty cool. We'll go up these stairs. We got another Possessor. We have Blue Nocturnes. I think there are... I want to say they're Yellow Operas in those other wings. I'm not too sure, but I think they're Yellow Operas. And then a pretty much new Heartless. I am not sure what this is. So, I don't remember what they call them. Some sort of egg. Like, it's something egg, is what the Japanese translates to. So, yeah. Those are those Heartless. I'm gonna go ahead and attack one, just so you guys see how those boosts apply and all that. So, let's go ahead and attack. And that lowers my AP. That's how much energy I have. Think of Facebook games, except much, much better. So you saw that first attack that I did, it got boosted because it matched up with the first slot in card types. So I did a crap load of damage for that first attack. And then I got a card for it. And that's just one of the several methods of doing that. That was pretty quick, so I'm going to go ahead and go show off what happens when you actually lose to a Heartless. Kind of losing. Not like I have anything better to do with my AP anyway. Like I said, that's how much energy you have. Really important is each AP, you get 1 AP recharge per 3 minutes. So, for me, right now, it takes, I want to say about, I want to say about 4.5 hours, give or take a few minutes, for me to be from 0 to 93. For BP, which is what I use to attack the raid boss, it's 15 minutes for 1 point. You might think, wow, these wait times for recharges are ridiculous. No. That actually is really helpful. Because not only do you get a crap load of potions, as you can see here, that's not a lot. It's a lot compared to what seems to be everybody else on my team, but they use a lot of potions because they're weaker than I am. So it takes more hits to take out Heartless for them. And I get a crap load of... Oh, I can't do that. I get a crap load of Ethers too. So, it's not a whole lot to wait for me. But it's a way to limit the pay-to-win players who buy all of their, like, extremely overpowered cards. It keeps them in check. So now I'm going to go attack a tougher Heartless. It's probably going to take me a couple tries to kill him. So this one, the higher up in levels you go, generally the more AP they take, but we'll get into that later. So first attack, I even got bonus damage from abilities, and that'll give me bonus defense. Okay, so this, after I get... Okay, I got a crit too. Ouch. Okay, so this is what you're looking at. This is how much damage I did here. That's after this times 2.2 multiplier from my Keyblade, because it was the same type as what's boosted in the first slot. Plus, it had these first two abilities, which are attack up abilities, so it increased its damage even more. Second one was not a match, so it didn't get boosted. That's still it's a low amount of damage, but it's good considering it didn't get boosted. Then the third card, it actually did more damage than what this card says it had. Same with this one. But this one did more damage than it says it has. That's kind of hard to explain, but basically, generally with most Heartless, when you use a card, it does half its total damage. So what you saw for an attack value, if I do 15,000, if it says it has an attack of 15,000, it will generally damage a Heartless for, oh, let me think, 7,500. But because of my multiplier, it outweighed that and made me do more damage than what my card said it would. Plus my Vexen, he gave me additional defense, but it didn't really matter a whole lot because I took a crit. And crits hurt, especially at high levels. So here we go. First attack gets boosted, second one won't, but my card is boosted, so it'll still do a bunch of damage. Then the third card is boosted. Yeah, see, I didn't take nearly as much damage that time. I didn't even take half of what I did before. Still a lot. Go ahead and attack again. Nothing gets boosted this time. My last card did get an ability activation though. Ouch, that hurt. Okay, and then I should go down after this hit. Okay, so I got taken out. But that's not the end. As long as you have AP and enough to meet this requirement, you can click this button to continue, and you'll get a full restore in health, and they'll stay at the current health that they're at. So that gives you another chance to take out the Heartless, which is extremely helpful for high-level Heartless. Except for level 555s, but I'm not going to show you the horror of the level 555s because they're terrible. This is the, no, I don't want to continue, I got my butt kicked too hard. I'm just going to quit and cry like a girl. So that's what that button does. No offense to girls, but if you saw the kind of things that I've seen, yeah, you'd probably want to roll over and cry like I do sometimes. I don't cry, I want to cry. So we're going to go ahead and take this Heartless out, hopefully. Get our boosted attack. And one more set of attacks should do it. Yeah, that was nothing. That was because partially I got a defense boost. So this will take him out, this set of attacks right here. And done. Okay, so I got money. I got a Moogle card even, that's not bad. Over here, you probably saw, it showed me the amount of experience it gave, the amount of Lux, and the amount of money. So all those white things you just saw, that's Lux, and that's how they represent Lux. Those go up here, same with the money, and yeah, that's pretty much it for attacking Heartless. Not really a whole lot more to explain other than that. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my cards here. And yeah, just going to showcase some of my cards. I don't have a whole lot as far as SR Plus. Just 2 SR Plus high purity cards. Sora and Pegasus. This card makes me laugh because Pegasus, he looks so derp right here. But yeah, he's SR Plus card. If you can get it, hold on to it. Don't ever sell it. And yes, you can sell cards. You don't ever want to sell it, and you don't ever want to use one of these to level up unless it's on one of a similar, like the same card basically. So yeah, there's that SR Plus card that I have, and then there's this one. And I just got this one at the beginning of this week, which was awesome. I just finally got Mini up to high purity. So yeah, I'm done bragging now. And that pretty much does it for this video. Next time I'll probably talk about how to get new cards, other than what I've just shown in this this video. I will go more in depth on how you get new cards. So until then, I'll see you next video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm still pretty new to this, so sorry if it's kind of annoying how much I say but yep. So I'll see you guys next video. Hope you liked it. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe. Thanks again.